just a more general question about anti-bullying legislation. There's a question, does such legislation prevent students from having to learn to defend themselves and work things out between themselves? And I've heard just in general discussions about how we should be empowering students more to just kind of work things out and live in a tough world rather than having all these sort of rules to create this sort of bubble for them to live in school.
Can I answer that?
So, wow, that is a really interesting perspective.
Very old school.
It's scary. It's scary because kids are killing themselves, because they're cutting themselves, because they're not skinny enough, or they're not fat enough, or whatever. Like, those suicides that happen in our news in October and November that we were hearing about, those didn't just happen in October and November. Like, I hope people realize that those suicides happen on a weekly, daily basis, and it's because kids feel alone because we don't know where they get support again, and so they might not have a supportive school, and they might not have a supportive home, and they might go on the internet and get trash talk just a little bit, and that sends them over the edge, and done. You're done. That's all you need. And I'm really thankful that I went to a school, a public school, and maybe it was, you know, my survival mechanisms. I never felt like I got bullied, and maybe it was because I didn't have a supportive home that I sought that support from schools. But if you're getting bullied at school and you're getting bullied maybe at home, or you have a rough family life, and then you get on the internet, you see you can quite honestly feel very alone. So no, we shouldn't teach anybody that it's just a cruel, dark world out there. It's kind of like, it's sort of the same idea, sort of like he was talking about, that I was trying to push at the beginning of this debate, which is like, no, that is not how I would hope that I sort of teach my kids that, like, that's how life is. I don't want to foster that in the debates that I have with people in general. That's not how I want to live my life. That's not how I want to see the world. And like that speech, David Foster Wallace, that I referred to earlier, he says a line in there, and it's just like, you get to decide how you perceive things in this world. You get to decide whether or not you see the water around you or not. And so I would say, heck no. Heck no.
I would pretty much mirror what Morgan has to say there, although I would, number one, it's a very old school philosophy that I don't subscribe to. It's too old school for me. But I would say, in a safe relationship, that is good counsel to give to a child, your child, not someone else's, a friend, a close friend who you have that kind of relationship with. But to apply that philosophy to policy is very detrimental, and I believe it should be rejected wholeheartedly. But I don't throw the philosophy out completely, because I believe there is a place for students to learn how to live in the real world. But you've got to be in one heck of a good, solid, safe relationship to give that kind of counsel to a child, and I don't believe the average school environment is the right place for that.